Hello everyone and welcome to my Bucket Bag online workshop. My name is Vendulka Bate and I will guide you through step by step how to make this bag, all the tips and tricks. I'll try to do lots of close-up videos so that you can see how I've made it and make it for yourself at home. In this first lesson, I'm going to show you how to choose your fabrics. Because, sometimes people struggle. What goes with, what doesn't. And so I would like to just show you a couple of options and guide you through that. First thing you want to remember is if you like the choices of your fabric, well, then that's all what matters, because you're going to be the one who's going to be wearing it. And if you like them, you are the most important person. So, go with your guts and have a little play. Now, in your instructions, as you downloaded them, in the requirement, you've got written that you need 3 main fabrics plus lining. So fabric A, B and C. The A is your main, I call it the feature fabric, because I choose it to make it the feature. This whole piece is one piece of a fabric. So I like to use something with a large bold pattern, something what will stand out, yeah? Then our secondary fabric, I usually choose based on my feature fabric, and I sort of take out one of the colors and use it for my bottom. And for the contrasting fabric, for the C, I use something what stands out, the lightest fabric, something what pops out from that design. So let me guide you through this, but I'll show you one more bag where I was talking that the contrasting one is the lightest one, but if your 2 fabrics which you've chosen are quite light, then maybe the piping might be actually the darkest one, like in this case. And as you can see, this one doesn't even have a strong featured fabric. It has got 2 fabrics which are from the same series, and they blend beautifully together, complement each other, and all I needed to do is choose the dark grey which is in both of them to bring it together. So that's our choices. Now I've got these 2 bags and I've chosen some different colors. So let's have a look at how this can work. In this purple and rusty version, you might think, maybe let's do it very, very purple. So I've chosen 2 purple fabrics, one quite light, and I'm gonna let it stick out just a tiny bit so that you can imagine how it's gonna look when just a tiny bit is gonna be showing, yeah. And then this one you want to show off much better. And there you can see, color-wise, they are okay together, but the trouble is that this light one just completely disappears. And I think that the whole idea of the piping is that it makes the bag look really professional and just jazzes it up, brings it to life. So why do you use fabric which just blends in and you can't even see it? So let's see how this could look with a different choice. So for example, we can use this very light green. It's in some of the leaves. So let's have a look. How could this work? Well, now you can see that it's standing up. Yeah, it's really there. You cannot miss it, and that's exactly the thing which we want from the piping. Yeah. But maybe you're not keen on the purple, so let's see if we can swap the purple for green and if it would still work. Well, luckily, this green is one of the darkest one, and as you can see, it completely changed the feel of the bag. Suddenly, you can see it more as a green one rather than this. Looks very much like a purple one, and you nearly forget that any green is there. So whichever fabric you want to make stand out from the bag, that's the color you want to use for the bottom, for the base. Yeah, so so that is this option, but I must admit, for me the rust just makes it. So let's just have a look how this lovely rusty fabric works with the green, and as you can see, it does the same job as there. It just makes this rust from the fabric really, you know, stand out, pop out, and make the bag lively. So that's one option. Now let's have a look at this bag, and maybe you are not as keen on, you maybe like the fabric, but you're not maybe as keen on this sort of limey green color. Let's have a look what we could do. Well, we could choose a nice nice pink. We could have the option of taking the blue and using it as the piping, as that one is very definitely the darkest one of them all. It kind of works. We can have a look if it works the other way around. What if we take this way around? I think that works quite nice as well, and I really like that this blue is bringing all these blue shades out from the bag. But also what we can do is we can try a bit brighter. We can go a bit bolder with our pink, and there we go. Yeah, very nice option as well. So as you can see, there is not one good or perfect way. It's only the way you like. Yeah, we can go back to the lime green. There we go, which works really nice. I don't think that it would work as well going the other way, especially as usually the darker things are at the bottom and are the heavier, and then as we go up they are closer to the source of light and they tend to be lighter. So therefore having the lighter one at the bottom and the darker one on the top doesn't always work the best. Yeah, so try to keep that in mind, but do have a play, you know, see how this work. And another way which is really good, take about photographs, take pictures of the colorways you have chosen, because then it's so much easier to just browse through them over the phone or on the screen and just delete until you are left with the one which you like. Yeah, so have a play, have fun. Now let me talk to you through the lining as well. As you can see, I tend to use a fabric which is either very similar color-wise to the front, to the main fabric, because they are very close to each other. When you sort of look at the bag as you open it, you don't want something too distracting, so I like to sort of keep the similar color with this popping out. So that's the choice, for example here, where I've chosen the purple. Or another choice is to use color of the lining similar to the piping. Like this, as you open the bag, it kind of finishes here with the piping, and then it's very similar on the inside. So, you know, again, sky's the limit, but do keep in mind that it is showing a little bit. So if you don't have a lot of a fabric, you might want to piece it and have one strip along the top and then something else on the rest of it. Yeah, so be creative. It is called patchwork, so you know it's absolutely fine to piece things together. And one more thing I wanted to mention is this one. As you can see, I don't have the orange used for the binding. Again, it's an option. I had black bias strips hanging around, and I just thought, you know what, I think maybe in this case it might be better to just make the base plain black without any, you know, popping orange strips. And again, no right or wrong. Now, as for your handles, you can either have the same fabric which you've got, your sort of secondary fabric, for the handles, which works really nice, or you can choose to combine them and make one half or one side of the handles from your main feature fabric and the other side from your base bottom fabric. again, sky's the limit. Have a look, have a sort of think when it's gonna, you know, roll over like this, how you would like it. And at the end of the day, there is no right or wrong. If you don't have enough of this, just make it out of the base fabric. You know, have a play, make it your own.